Good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Singleton, and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I come to you live Monday evenings at 7 p.m., and I hope everyone had a great day and a great weekend. I certainly did. Today, I got to pick up all the kids, do my round robin pickup of all the kids, and I just love doing that, and my grandkids. So I get to go and I get to stop at the oldest, my granddaughter, and I get to pick her up. And then we stop at the other two. They are at one school and I pick them up. And then I get to drop off my granddaughter at dance. I don't get to stay and watch her because we have the two boys and they're 3 and 4 now. I had to think for a second. They just had birthdays, so I had to think. And so that's too much for them. So we just get to drop her off and I don't get to watch her practice. And so we drop her off and then we go home and then they play and then mom comes. So it's fun. Good evening, Mom. Thanks for joining. But this weekend, what did we do? Oh, we went for a hike on Saturday. Oh my goodness. So we did a different trail and it was a long trail. It was like 3.5 miles and oh my goodness. It was just at Thunderbird Park, which we've been doing Thunderbird Park, but we've been doing a little bit less. I think it's about a 2-mile hike. So, oh my gosh, that was a very long trail and I was tired. So I came back and I worked on my card because I knew that my husband and I were going to go on a Jeep trip Sunday, and I knew we'd probably be gone all day. And oh my goodness, were we gone all day? So we did some new trails up toward. We were in town, so it was a little bit warm. But we knew this was our last time in town before it got super, super hot. So thank goodness it kind of was a little bit cooler than normal, and I put tons of sunscreen on so I wouldn't get burnt. But it was up more toward like Cave Creek, Carefree. It's up actually toward that area, but I don't know. It's different trails we hadn't been on. My husband they were on his bucket list, so he put this trip together, and I met some new people, some wonderful people. They were from the East Valley and Prescott, so the people from Prescott came up and we went and did trails with them. So we told the people from Prescott when they're ready to do trails up in Prescott, now that it's hot, we'll go up there and do trails up there in Prescott because it's too hot now down here to do trails. We had a great day. It was super fun. So we enjoyed that and had a great time doing trails that we hadn't done before down here. So it was a lot of fun. I didn't drive because they were new trails and they were really hard. So I'm glad I actually didn't drive. But normally I do. Normally I'll drive some trails. So we had a great day yesterday, great day today. I wanted to do a card for Mother's Day. I know I did one a couple weeks ago. However, I won't be here for Mother's Day, so I wanted to do one last card. I got some new stuff in from the new catalog. The new catalog goes live the 1st, which I think is tomorrow. Do we have one more day in this month? Yeah, we have one more day in this month. So in 2 days, it goes live Wednesday. Super excited about that. So everybody else gets to order from the new catalog. It goes live May 1st. Very, very excited about that. So I got some of my new stuff and I've been playing with it. So I thought I'd make a Mother's Day card. So I made that one. And then I thought I would change it up for the one we're going to make together. And I'll make a birthday card out of that. And I changed the colors as well. But I'm still using the same DSP. So I'm super excited about that. So this is the Mother's Day card that I made. It's super exciting, very pretty. This paper is gorgeous, very, very gorgeous. So the set that I'm doing, it is a suite, it's a huge suite. So I did not gather up all of the things to it. I did not, nope. So this suite is actually, you get 2 stamp sets, 2 die sets, paper, and actually you get a shiny paper too. You get glimmer paper, ribbon. You get these really cool resin dots. Oh, I'm not in the camera. 2 resin dots. What else do you? And I think that's it. But So this sweet collection is gorgeous. I didn't get the other stamp set out and the other die set out because I wasn't using it, but this whole thing is actually pretty cool. So I'm just going to use this. So I will switch the screen so that you can see not me. You can see this. There we go. So this is the paper that I'm going to use, which is, of course, as you know, this out. So this is the paper we're going to use tonight, and it has greens and pinks and amazing. So it has, I think that it has the berry burst in it, petunia pop, pretty in pink. So our new colors are pretty in pink, shy shamrock, and summer splash. And I think that it has those colors in it. The other side, look at this other side. This is super pretty. I used this on another card the other day that we did last week. Here's another piece of this paper, and this side is like this. Let's see, let's get another piece of this paper out. Here's one on another side. And this is, I want to call it pumpkin pie, but it's peach pie. And then that has just some, this is actually petunia pop in it with some of the green, which one of the greens in it. It's either shy shamrock or summer splash, and I'm not sure which one it is. There's another one of the pieces. Oh my goodness, look at this. Beautiful flowers. Again, this is the peach pie. And this is probably the shy shamrock one. They're really close in color, and it's hard to tell on here, but these are just, and this is another one. Look at this flowers. Oh my goodness. And this side. So, I mean, this paper is just, as always, it's gorgeous. So we're going to use this really pretty, this paper. We're going to use this. And I did both cards in this paper. So I wanted to pick out, so this first card, what I did was I took the summer flash color and I used that. So and then on this background, I decided we have a new embossing folder, and I used that, and it's called Eyelet 3D, and it kind of looks like flowers. So I used that. So I embossed that, and then I embossed this piece. And then I just used just a little bit of this, but I did pull out that green and I made that pop. And then of course I put the white piece on the inside so that you can do that. So this card that we're going to make together, I decided, and the Happy Mother's Day doesn't come in this Unbounded Love stamp set. This actually does have some really cool sayings in the Unbound Love. Hope, love, faith, peace, best of luck, friend, you are loved, hello, celebrate, may all your wishes come true. My heart goes out to you, just for you. It does have a happy birthday, and I'm going to use the happy birthday in this one this time. So I'm going to have some really amazing things, but it didn't have Happy Mother's Day. So I got the Happy Mother's Day out of the flower cart stamp set. This is still in the catalog. They are bringing this to the new catalog. It is from, I believe, I think they're carrying it over, from the mini catalog. So they're carrying it over. However, when they're carrying this over, they are not carrying it over as a set. So they're not carrying over the die set with this. It's strictly just the stamp set, and then you can purchase the dies separately. So it's not combined. But it has the Happy Mother's Day, and then it has Have a Lovely Day. I love how your friendship has grown, and happiest birthday to you. And then it has all these, and then you can die, and then happy hello. It does have the dies, but you just have to purchase them separately. So you no longer get the 10% off. So that's where I got the Happy Mother's Day. And then these circle dies are in a stylish, I had Unbounded. These also are in the new catalog. They're carrying over from the other catalog as well. The stylish shapes are also there. So, and then the dies for the Unbound Love, I cut out for my happy birthday. This is your styler. I cut out this one for my happy birthday that we're going to use. So I cut this one out. But it has some really cool cutouts as well. All right, so let's get making our card. So I'm going to, so what I did with this one is I didn't, so here's our pieces. All right, so I went ahead and went with the same cutout, which is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. So we're going to just fold this in half. Give this a nice crease. Then I did use the 3D eyelet. See how pretty bumpy this is? This is so pretty. And I did like it. It does look like flowers, so I did like that. So I did do that. So this piece is 5 1/4 by 4, so that'll fit on there nicely. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on because that will be very nice. So that still stayed the same. So the color paper that I'm going to use for this one is Pretty in Pink. I just think that's such a nice name, Pretty in Pink. I'm just liking Pretty in Pink. All right, so we're going to put this on. Because it's bumpy, you just have to kind of make sure that you really do have that on there nice and. Alrighty, and then this is our piece for the inside. And so we can, I didn't stamp anything on it, but you could also take a piece of this and cut it and put it on the inside as well, but I didn't. So I'm gonna just go ahead and just put this in here. All right, so that's getting that. All right, so I cut out 2 of the same size for my sentiments of the die. And you're going to wonder why. Well, I'm going to show you how, since there wasn't one to layer, like the circle one, there was circles you can layer. There was 2 different sizes and you could layer, but there wasn't 2 different sizes of this to layer. So in order to layer, we're gonna trick it. So I'm first going to just stamp on the white piece. So I just used a scrap, but if you want to cut out a piece, I just cut out like approximate size of 2 1/2 by 1 3/4. But I just used a scrap of white piece, and I'm going to stamp it with the Pretty in Pink. I kind of rearranged my colors, so I have to find them. My Pretty in Pink. So I'm using this matte because the new stamps and the new colors, they're so light. You actually, when you do use the photopolymer, you really should use the matte anyways, and I just usually don't. But these do stamp better when you use that. So I'm gonna ink this up. This was brand new, so I already used my Versamark, which also helps adhere the ink the first time that you do use that. So I already did that. So now we're going to just stamp on here, happy birthday. Seeing it's all right. All right, so we can put this away. I don't have my fingers in it. And to make it so that it'll look like we can't do it above or below unless we do it, but we can do it like this. So we can go side to side. So in order to do that, you just cut it in half. It'll still give us an idea of that it is layered. And then you just on there. And you can do however much you want or however little you want. So I'm going to just do a little bit. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on here. And then I'm going to line this up to how much I want to show. I just want a little bit. I just want to give it a little bit of color and a little bit of contrast. And then I'm going to do the other side. A little bit of glue on it. Oops. There we go. And now we look like we have two. Oops. Why is the lighting being funky? Probably if I lay it down, you can see it better. You can see that there's two of them. So now it looks like we have two of them. Excuse me. Okay, so now we can go back to our card. And I cut this piece of DSP 3 by 3. And then I cut this piece, this piece of cardstock 3 by 3. And this piece of DSP, I cut this out just a little bit bigger. And I cut this out 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I used the square stylish shape and cut this out, and that gave it just the perfect size for it to layer onto here. Okay, so we're going to layer that on. So I want to be careful because it is holes all the way around, so I don't want to put my glue all the way to the edge because I don't want the glue to eke out. So we're going to just put the glue close enough to the edge. And it'll be fine because it'll still stick on there. So it'll look all right. So my flowers, I don't really want them upside down. So just kind of look and make sure. You could have them, but I don't want them going upside down. So just look at it and make sure they're not all going upside down. All right. Then this piece is 4 1/4 by 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. Yeah, 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. And then this DSP, which is the same, which before what I did was I did white and I embossed it the same as this eyelet, but I decided to use DSP this time. So this piece is 4 1/2 by 4 1/2 by 1 1/2. So I just made it just a little bit different. glue this on. Again, looking at this, I don't want my flowers going upside down, so we're going to glue it like this. Try and kind of get it even all the way around. All right. Now I'm gonna set this on here first because this is a little bit different. I don't have circles, I have that. So I'm gonna kind of play with it just a second to just see where I want the placement to look. How do I want this? Because the circles, I placed it up here, so I might want this to go like that. I might want that at an angle. I think I do. I think I want that at an angle rather than like this. That just looks kind of wonky. So what I did was, of course, I glued this piece, but I popped this piece. So let's glue this piece on. Okay. And just trying to make sure it's going to stick, so pressing it just a little bit. Then I popped this and I popped the happy birthday. So while I have that out, let's just stick on some dimensionals to all of it. And then we'll get that on there. Oops, that didn't come with me. All right, so let's put this piece first. I just want to see how this is going to look first before I put the happy birthday. There they are. All right, so let's not put my flowers upside down. So I'm guessing it was just about like this, kind of in the middle-ish, over just a little bit from that side. Now let's get these. All right. Now I want to be within my, I want to be within that, so there we go. Yeah, I think that looks good. All right, so now we need where my dots went. I probably buried them. I got all the paper out. Oh, there they are. All right. So these are the in color dots. So I'm going to go ahead and put some pink ones on here. And I think I'm going to So that's our one we made tonight. That angle looks good. Yeah. So, I mean, because I think the straight for this one would not have looked right. Whereas this one, the circle looks, you circle, you can put that way. That this design, you can't. So I think the angle looks much better. I knew what you meant. No, I knew what you, I knew what you meant. But, so yeah, the two different colors, the colors are in both of them. But I thought that and when you put the two colors together, it makes the two different colors pop differently, which is what I liked. And then again, if you put the berry burst with that, that would make that berry burst pop out even more. So this paper is so pretty, and you can pick out which colors you want, which makes it nice as well. So, you can do Happy Mother's Day, Happy Birthdays, you can do so many other things. This one has so much that goes with the Unbound Love. There's so many sayings to it, and then lots of different dies that go with it that you can put with it. This setup is so pretty, and you can do so many different things with it. As I showed, you can make this plain, but then you can put the paper with it, and then it looks really pretty to take a piece of this paper and put it on the envelope as well, which also looks very, very nice. So again, there's so many options that you can do with this. Just make it your own. It's your card. You can do it however you want. So it is your card. Again, thank you. I'm super excited that catalog goes live, like I said, again, May 1st. So super excited about that. I will be live not again until May 20th, because I will be gone out of town starting this Friday, and I won't be back until Mother's Day, the 12th, but I'll be getting in very late that day. So I will not have a live that next Monday, because I will not be ready to do a live. I will be tired and exhausted. I am going to be going on a cruise, so I will not be anywhere near doing anything. So, but yeah, I will be away and out of town, having lots of fun. So I can't wait. Super excited. Can't wait to be doing vacationing. So I will not be back live until May 20th. So I will see you then. But if you need anything, you could always send me a message, and I will pick that up when I get back and have a great time and have fun. Yes, I know we are planning to have so much fun. So yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Thanks again. Bye-bye.